So what if our rib cage and shoulder girdle is tight and stuck? Do you think that will affect your low back? Of course it will. Good. So let's start with our roller here. You want to lie sideways on it. We're going to get into the serratus muscle, another muscle that we don't really talk about too much because we can't really see it unless someone's really ripped. We can't, and very ripped and very slim, we can't detect it. Good. So you want to roll right on the rib cage. And I'm going back and forth. Be careful with the breast girls. You can go as really all the way toward it. And all the way up to the armpit. Lean forward. Think of going all around the rib cage. And here you're even affecting your pecs, your pectoralis muscles, the chest muscles. And you may even feel a rib pop back in. Don't be alarmed. Sometimes our ribs can get dislocated a little bit and shifted, so this is really good. Go to the armpit and avoid tingling. If you feel tingling in your hands and arm, from this you're a little too high, but you'll feel that right away. It won't feel good. Go down a little, rock up and down. You can go as far down as like your middle rib cage. Don't go all the way to the end because that's where our floating ribs are, but work this for several minutes if you can, and you will want to stay because you'll find some very tight, tender spots that you can tell need to be worked out. So once you feel that's a little more open, let's move more toward the back. So now we're getting into the lats. You can hold onto the back of your head here. Roll on the shoulder blade, just careful. You don't have to go onto the joint, you're just right on the shoulder blade. Because all these muscles have to do with our posture, and the more we can naturally stand tall and don't have to really use muscles to pull the shoulders back to stand upright, the less tension we'll have in our back. So you want to do this on both sides. One side is typically tighter, so stay on the tight side longer, and then clasp your hands and just rock from side to side. Go up and down, lower than your shoulder blades, right on the shoulder blades. You may find some exquisitely tender spots. Just work them out. Now once you feel more open in that area, feel free to use your hamstrings. Lift your hips and then use your hamstrings and the pushing into the heels to rock up and down. Just relax your back, relax your neck, your rib cage. If that's a little much, you can just hold it and rock or just hold it. Depending on what's going on in your back, the rolling may be a little much for the beginning. So once you've done that, we're going to get more toward the front here. So grab that roller and you want to lie on it. So bring your spine on it, and then once you're there, avoid arching. So if you have a giant gap here, I want you to really close it down. Use some abs. Good. And then take your hands and sweep them out, up and down like snow angels. Think of having your elbows close to the floor. If your back starts lifting again, press your low back down. Use some glute and hamstring action to keep the pelvis kind of tucked under. This is really great. Move over to one side. So you're right on the edge of the shoulder blade. And slowly move your blade up and down. You're massaging these tight spots between the shoulder blades. Of course, go both sides. You can step your feet wider so you don't lose your balance. And this can be done for many more minutes than I'm doing it now, so you can always pause the recording and do this longer. Good. Once you feel nice and open in your shoulder blades, we're getting to the chest here. So you can take the roller and put it right here. So I'm putting it at an angle. I lean my chest on it and then just sweep your arm up and down. And you're stretching not only your chest, but you're getting into those nice tendons of your deltoids of the front shoulders, keeping those nice and loose so we never have rotator cuff issues or headaches. And again, all of this traces back to having a very relaxed back. Good. To finish up, you're also going to do that on both sides. To finish up, you want to take your yoga belt or a towel. Hold the towel or belt like this, and this is just a belt from my closet, but you can, whatever strap you have, bring it wide. If you're tight, you're going to need a longer strap, so do not force this, please. So you lift up. Now feel like you're squeezing your shoulder blades together behind you, and always do this after what we just did on the roller. So I'm squeezing that imaginary pencil between my shoulder blades. So I'm trying to not move from the shoulder joints, but focus on rolling the shoulder blades together and down, and then forward again. So you can do a good 10-15 rounds. Now you want to do this near a mirror, so you look in a mirror, because if you have a much tighter shoulder, your elbow will bend, your wrist will bend, so try to keep it as evenly as you can, because left and right side balance in our bodies is very important. If you have one side that's really hiked up and really tight, you want to try to gently even that out in time. Good. And then you can finish by grabbing the belt behind you and walk your hands as close together as you can. You can do this standing, by the way. You can side bend or stretch forward. Just really feel the stretch here. So my side bend, I want to hold this for about 3 breaths. Feel like your elbow is lifting to the ceiling. And then switch. Again, side bend. I'm feeling this all the way down my waist. Good. That should be good. You will release a lot of tension, a lot of muscles, so that you can naturally stand straight and not labor through your back muscles to try to fake a good posture, but really naturally have a good posture.